Pornstars of Reddit whose family or friends have found your work. What happened? Went to a friend's baby shower, and one of the cousins was accompanied by a date that I later saw on Hub. It was a Caribbean family event, so those who knew what she did in her spare time were giving the girl the stank eye. She was a nice girl though. I don't judge. Not exactly a porn star, but a picture from a porn subreddit showed up on my front page. Looked at it, and it was without a doubt a girl I knew in high school, but we hardly talked. I ended up DMing her on Instagram and telling her that her nude might have been leaked, and sent her the link. She thanked me, and the next day her boyfriend messaged me thanking me for telling her, and they were taking legal action. Edit. A few people have asked what legal action could you take against a Reddit post. As I understand it from my brief conversation with the boyfriend, they suspected who it was already, one of her exes or flings or something, and were going after them for revenge porn, which is illegal where I lived. And no, even if I still had the link, I don't, or saved the picture, I didn't. None of the weirdos asking for it would get it. I used to work with Stella Cox in an unrelated job while I was working in the Czech Republic. She left the company, and after some time a coworker tells me about her videos and I went to watch them. Weird boner. For my 21st birthday my friends kidnapped me and took me to a strip club. They knew I was in a committed relationship and would be uncomfortable, so my day was their excuse to go. Keep in mind I lived in a military town, so clubs were everywhere. We walk in, and the first person we see on the pole was a girl we graduated with. She immediately made eye contact with us, paused, and then just kept doing her thing. She then saw it as an opportunity to do more lap dances and talked 3 friends into one. 2 dances later, another girl we went to school with, grade lower, walked out on stage. Weirdest reunion ever. Male porn actor here. I had a group of friends I'd been fairly close with for a couple of years. One day one of them texted me on FB saying we needed to talk and it was urgent. I had a pretty good idea what was up. He let me know that the group had found out about me being in porn and were talking about it behind my back. He thought that wasn't cool, so he wanted to let me know what was happening. He also said he personally didn't care, but other people did. I thanked him and reached out to another group member, offered to talk in person about it, but he simply said he wasn't interested, and he thought I was stupid for doing something that would damage my social reputation. I then noticed most of the others had quietly defriended me on Facebook. I lost the friendship with the guy who gave me the heads up as well. He's still a part of that group and I didn't want to make things difficult or awkward for him. Now I'm kinda like duck those guys, but for a while it kinda hurt. We had been friends, and yet they gossiped behind my back and didn't even bother listening to my side of the story. I know they watch porn regularly. We talked about it occasionally and shared favorites, I feel like. So you can watch it and enjoy it, but no respect for the people in it. Sorry that happened to you. Lame friends. I'm generally very open about the fact I've done porn work. Most of what I do is very niche fetishy stuff. The sort of stuff you wouldn't find without very specifically looking for it, but I have also done some work on a couple of more mainstream, but still stylized sites. I've had a few friends who were already subscribers to that site, who were surprised to see my shoots go up on there, but they've always been very respectful about it. My brother was a porn cameraman for several studios. Does that count? He acts all ashamed and would never tell our religious family. But I don't give a shit. Make that money, bro. I do occasionally say back when you were poor and had to do porn for money to rib him, though. This reminds me of that gif where a porn cameraman is snacking while the girl is getting pounded, then once they finished gets high-fived. I'm a best friend of a porn star. We met in grad school actually, and we look like polar opposites. He's covered in tattoos and into the occult and stuff. I have very few visible tattoos and look nothing like my personality. We became instant friends and study buddies, attached at the hip, early on in our friendship, when we started adding each other on social media and I noticed something was different about him online. But I didn't think twice about it because my online personality is pretty different than grad school personality. But he'd post some provocative pictures with his partner, but me being me, didn't think anything of it, even though a mutual friend kept pushing me to ask him what his deal was, but I never did. One day he accidentally sent me an email from his work account which had his stage name. He kinda freaked out thinking I'd freak out and tried to explain it away. We had a study date the next day and he told me about his side career with his partner and admitted he thought I would been judgmental about him and his lifestyle, but I honestly didn't care. After that, he'd share everything with me about shoots and getting tested etc etc. I've only looked him up once and he does some hardcore stuff, but as long as he's healthy and safe and happy doing what he's doing, he knows I got his back because he's always had mine. The most awkward thing was accidentally coming across one of his videos because yours truly has some kinky kinks and his video came up. His friendship is invaluable and I wouldn't trade it for the world. A friend did some paid intimate shoot for a random guy she met online, depicting some weird fetish stuff. A few years later some guys in our circle found the pics and is anyone up? The whole town heard about it. She was an almost celebrity for a month more for the weird kind of pictures they were than for her being naked. How'd she react to the photos being brought up again? I hope things weren't too tough for her. Well, we are from a very conservative town and some guys were ash-let her for a while and she took it personally. Defended herself on Facebook, which attracted unwanted attention from people who just had to share opinions about what women should and shouldn't do with their bodies, and it resulted in her shutting down her Facebook account, blocking everyone who wasn't close to her from all social media. And so, the aftermath. Sometimes she's gossiped about when she's recognized by someone in hush-hush tones. With all the feminists and Me Too movements, she's feeling empowered to sometimes talk about it. Not porn, but I stripped for a bit and my ex came in with a bachelor party. He felt like a king. In my daily internet journey of finding good porn, I stumbled on a solo video of a girl who looked familiar and I just couldn't place her. I see her the next day at the gym and I kid you not, I just realized I have been seeing her for almost over a year in that gym. I have never actually spoken to her or made contact, but damn she is hot. Edit. I found her stage name. I don't know the rules on sharing it though. Had a hostess who was working for our restaurant a while back. One day the food runner was like, hey, do you guys know she was a porn star before? And no one believed him until he showed us videos on his phone. Fast forward to a few days later and almost the whole restaurant knows about it from front of house to back of house because our manager decided to show the other shift managers a video of her in the office during the split shift, but the dipshit put the audio of the video into restaurant speakers and obviously everyone made their way into the office and lo and behold they saw everything. Fortunately said hostess wasn't scheduled that day, so she didn't see it, but after that it was very awkward being around her for everyone that saw the video. The female staff would be less chatty than before, and as for the male staff they were all looking at her literally like a piece of meat. Awkward situation for everyone. She eventually found out and quit. Stripper, dancer and have done several porn shoots. Content ended up online, and a coworker let me know they saw me. I found out my friend did porn because my creepy manager came up to me and said, hey, isn't this your friend? Very cringe. Your manager sucks. Once stumbled across a video of a girl I worked with and we were all quite close. When we were alone, I asked her if she'd ever made a video and she asked why. I told her I had stumbled across a video that looked remarkably like her. She looked at it and laughed, saying she had forgotten making that in college. She lied to you lol. Either way, it opened up a rather interesting conversation. Our high school valedictorian became a porn star. I had classes with her quite a bit as I was jamming myself with app courses and she's that quiet and smart type. I guess she went from jamming herself with app courses to jamming big old dicks. Not gotta lie, I was quite a fan of hers. What about those people who do porn shoots while pregnant? There is some kid on Reddit that starred in a porn with their mom and they don't even know it yet. I once asked a sex worker who has somewhat of an inescapable Reddit presence what happens when she has a kid. She said she'd just tell her kid, not verbatim, "Kid, be careful on the internet. There are some pictures of mommy you probably don't want to see." Had a family member announce her porn career to the family herself and asked for everyone's support. Needless to say, it did not go well. Edit. For those saying the family should have been more sympathetic, know this. She was a grown woman who had a daughter on the other side of the country that she abandoned for her career and who was raised by her father. So, no, the family was not okay with the news. I used to be a cam girl. One time, a viewer logged on and recognized me, so he proceeded to call me by my real name in the chat and ask how my boyfriend was doing. I acted like I had no clue who he was talking about, but I have a feeling some of my other fans knew better. It felt really invasive and could have put me in danger. I have no clue who it was to this day. A former co-worker of mine did some amateur stuff for San Diego Latinos. It was some of the crappiest porn I've ever seen. Seriously, not even a little bit sexy, and she's hot, but a total dead fish. Anyway, everyone in the office knew and seen the videos, and when arguing one day with another female employee, she was called out by her stage name and was told everyone knows. Insert name. Serious answer. I have trained 2 porn actresses. One did a few bukkake videos and the other did midstream porn. They both told me how it turned out. The bukkake videos ruined a few relationships and a couple low-paying jobs. She actually bragged about the videos to me. She wasn't what I would call attractive. Also, she was pregnant in one of the videos. The midstream girl was literally perfect. It definitely hurt her career while performing on video under her stage. She also went to college to a performance car mechanic. Once certified, no one really took her serious. After being a night delivery driver for a month, she went back to stripping. Best damn mechanic I have seen. My car overheated one night and she fixed it on the side of road while I held the flashlight. You trained them? Do you work at a porn academy? I found my friend's sister's stuff. I've never brought it up cause it would be awkward. Doesn't stop me checking back every now and again. Girl I went to school with starred in a few movies. It was the most awkward thing I ever fapped to. Hey, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.